Hey folks, welcome back to another devlog for my sci-fi FPS game Privateer. Today's going to be a fairly short one, so let's hop right into it. First thing on the to-do list was to go ahead and add our new weapon sway code I showed off in the tutorial last week. I'm now significantly happier with the procedural animation, though I still see room for improvement. There was an issue that got by me during the programming and recording phases that I caught while editing that video. Namely that at one point I claim our offset for the bobbing is a maximum value to be set rather than a scaling factor that technically has no upper limit. If I jump from a tall height, you can see this in action. This has a fairly simple fix that I'll get to eventually, but it's fine for now, so I'll just kick it down the road. Also, apparently during my explanation, I didn't talk about a critical step regarding what object is moved by the script. The object which gets moved is whatever object the script is attached to, and it gets moved to the area directly around its local origin, or in other words, its parent's current position. Any child objects also maintain their local position, which is how you would get a constant offset. You can have the script on a different object so long as you specify what object you want to move in code. I do this in my current implementation to move my weapon holder while having the script on the root player object. I may one day make an updated video to include these fixes inside, but for now I'll just point people to this video as a sort of footnote. One other small feature I added before we get into the big topic was passive interactables, where instead of needing to walk up and press a button to interact with an object, you can instead walk over it and something just happens. No big features for this yet, but right now I'm using it so the player can pick up ammo from weapons like the one they're already holding. So if I'm out of ammo in my assault rifle, I can pick some up from this one on the ground. The meat and potatoes for this devlog was to finally get working AI, and I can firmly say that I've partially achieved that. Most of this time was trial and error in breaking down certain actions into their component parts. Writing the AI versions of player scripts like the AI inventory controller was a breeze since most of the logic is already taken care of by the abstract class. This allowed me to easily set up behavior like weapon switching, reloading, and firing. The tricky part was figuring out the conditions to do those things. I have to do all kinds of conditional logic to verify I want to do an action before actually doing it, such as making sure we have a weapon before trying to shoot or reload. The first complex behavior I tried to make was having the AI detect when it needed to pick up a weapon, which is basically whenever it doesn't already have one. I added Mr. Mogus's sensor script on our new AI, that way it could detect the weapon, and tinkered with nodes until I got something that worked. One of the trickier things I needed to figure out was targeting. To pick up a gun, both the AI and the player need to look at it, so I had to figure out when and how that would happen. It was a process, but not a very exciting one, so I'll just say I managed to figure it out. Now that the AI has a gun, it needs to know when to shoot. It already can shoot, it just doesn't know when. So I took another look at the Kiwi coder's repertoire of videos and implemented sensory memory for the AI. This allows the character to remember the last known position of potential targets it's seen. I also added functionality to determine what team a target is on based on the team it's using in its health script for hit detection. That way, two AI on the same team can look at and recognize each other, but will prioritize opposing teams as their target. And in doing so, will shoot the enemy and not their friend. This means, in effect, we finally have an AI that will look at, recognize, and shoot you, and you can shoot back to kill it. However, it's still not very good. Oddly enough, one of the limiting factors is the character model. I can't time delay events based on animations like I can for the player's view model because those animations don't exist. Also, we're getting to a point where I think it's time we graduate the Mixamo character and move on to something a little more permanent. While we're at it, we've also begun reaching spaghetti code territory regarding some functions for both the player and the AI. So I think it's about time for another refactor to consolidate some functionality. So I won't be putting out any videos until the end of December. However, I've got something else cooking up for you guys that'll hopefully tide you over in the meantime. At the end of this video, I'll be linking to another video with an announcement, so I hope you guys watch it too. For now though, if you've made it this far, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed, be sure to drop a like. If you have any questions or suggestions for something you'd like to see in the project, be sure to comment down below. And if you want to stay up to date on this project, as well as catch everything coming out for Devlog Deficient December, be sure to subscribe. And I will see you next time.